But basically, the inspiration for this panel was I get asked a lot, why are there so many gay people in your books? And I just thought that was interesting. It made me think that there actually are a lot of gay people in my books, aside from the main characters. But I questioned whether or not I do that on purpose, and whether or not that just comes natural, organically, in my planning. And so I thought this would be a fun idea to talk about with these authors who all write books set in communities that definitely have a lot of queer characters. And if you're wondering about the reference to Where Everybody Knows Your Name, if you don't know the show Cheers, I invite you to go there and purchase a mug.
This is making us all seasick. Stop it.
Sorry, this camera is falling down.
Melissa's on a roller coaster. And somebody typed in the chat, well, obviously that was
cheers.
Somebody just typed in the chat, well, obviously that was a straight person who asked the question, but it actually wasn't a straight person. It was I've had several people ask it, and I've also seen it in reviews where people say it's just not realistic that there are that many gay people in the community. So let's start out with this question. Do you intentionally create queer communities when writing, or do they happen organically? And I'm going to toss this one to Ashley Bartlett first.
I guess it happens organically because I don't give it any thought. My world is queer. That is very intentional. And I'm talking about like my world. I have one straight male cis friend. I used to have two, but he broke up with my wife and I literally turned around in the middle of the street. We were bar hopping and he's like, I can't be responsible for having a penis any longer. And we were like, oh, cool. So, yeah, I only hang out with gay people. And so my books are populated entirely by queer people because I can't really write straight people all that accurately. I mean, my sister is straight and that's great. And I love that for her, but I can't really provide any understanding. So I think it's probably best for me to stick with the queers.
Right, what you know. Aurora, I don't know this, but I mean, Ashley sounds like she's curated her personal world to be all gay. I mean, do you? I mean, or is that?
No,
question, obviously, but like, does it happen organically for you, or is that a reflection of your life?
No, I mean, I think it happens organically because the world in my head is a lot queerer than the world I live in. I live very near Ithaca, New York, which kind of has a reputation of being super lesbian, but like most of the people I work with are straight. And they're fine. They're lovely people. But I think it's a reflection of sort of wanting to move in a space that's just more queer, and that maybe it doesn't reflect the exact statistical kind of proportion of the world, but that like straight's not the assumption. It's sort of not, you're an exception if you're not straight. And so that's sort of how I want the world to exist. And so that's the world I write. Also, if you ever want to like groom secondary characters for a follow-up book, it really helps if they're queer, because I didn't do that. And then I was like, damn, I don't have anyone to help me out.
No, that's a really, really good point. That's a really good point. Rad, how about you? You have like 4 or 5 different communities that are.
I probably, yeah. Well, there's the Honor Series, the Justice Series, the Rivers Community, the Provincetown Tales.
And the Philadelphia folks.
Philadelphia Medical College, and the Midnight Hunters too. But,
oh yeah. So,
well, I think for me, it's two totally different things. I mean, like Ashley, the world that I inhabit most intimately is queer. Even when I was, like in college, most of my friends were queer, and I don't have tons and tons. I'm not a big social person, so I don't have a huge social network, but the people that I socialize with are generally queer. In terms of writing my books, I don't think it's that unusual for people who are queer in fiction to have lots of queer friends, because we do. And somebody amusingly wrote, well, they've never worked in a hospital. And the other day, as a matter of fact, how many queers I could remember from sitting around in the OR, and it was at least 15, that I saw intimately every day. So I don't have any problem populating my books with a lot of queer people, because I think we're all there. It's just that we're bringing us forward and making us visible. And I think it's perfectly natural for people to have close ties with people that they share a lot with. And I share a lot with other queers. So I think in my books, it makes perfect sense. And if you look on the other side of the coin at heterosexual fiction, you may get a token queer character, but they're all straight. So what's the question?
Bingo. Melissa, how about you?
Yeah, I think just piggybacking on what Rad was saying right there is, I grew up reading romance, but there was rarely a gay character at all. And if there was just one. And that's what's great about the fictional world, especially if I'm the one writing it, is I can make it anything I want. And I would like more gay people. I would like more queer people. I would like more bisexual, pansexual, everything mixed in more. And so I have the power to make that happen. Great. I'm going to do that. There's also going to be more donuts. There's going to be more leisure time. We're never going to have to stop and unload the dishwasher. It's fantastic what you can make happen when you are in control. So I do think to a certain extent, it is intentional on my part to make the world as I would like it to be.
Most of the time, we don't even have to cook.
Yeah.
Speak for yourself, everyone cooks in my books.
Oh, yeah.
But they like doing it. So Georgia, I saved you for last because your upcoming series is like super gay community, because you have 3 gay cousins, right?
3 gay cousins. And it's interesting because I wanted to write a series, and you look at like the Jill Shelvises of mainstream and the Kristen Higginses of mainstream and the Nora Roberts, and they write often about siblings.
Yeah.
And so each book, a different sibling gets hooked up. Well, I mean, it can happen in a family, but it's a little odd for more than one sibling or more than 2 siblings to be gay, to have the whole family be gay. However, I come from a large Italian family. I have 9 cousins, 4 of us are gay.
Wow.
Yeah, rampant in my family. So I thought, if you have a big enough family, of course you could do that. I'll use cousins instead of sisters, because for me, that's actually realistic. I mean, someone can come to me and be like, you're not going to have 3 cousins all be gay in the same family. Yeah, we are. Actually, we're going to have 4 come to dinner at my mom's house. So yeah, I'm not so much like Ashley, where I have a mix of friends. I have gay friends. I also have a lot of straight friends, and a cat who's really trying to sit in my lap. I'm sorry. So to echo what Melissa said, and someone in the chat bar also said it, we're God when it comes to writing. This is my town. This is my story. I can make whoever gay that I want to make gay. If I want everybody in the town to be gay, I mean, you want to err on the side of a little bit of realism, but yeah.
No, next book.
I would like to see. What?
Next book. Everyone's gay.
Exactly. And that's what I'll call it. Everyone's gay. Everyone's gay.
Yes.
They had a gay old time.
I love that title.
Don't take it, Melissa. It's mine.
No.